Hey everybody, it's Dave from Blockbuster Underground. This is something I thought I'd never get into. This channel's mainly been about movies, collecting toys and figurines and stuff like that, and video games and a little bit of hockey spilled in there from here and there. Um, with how the world is going right now, though, this is more of a public service announcement, I think, than anything else. I don't know if anyone's actually seen this clip. George Carlin, 20 years ago today, not today, but 20 years ago, in one of his live specials he did on HBO called Life is Worth Losing, had a rant that lasted, it was a longer clip than I'm going to show on this video now. I've edited it down to basically about 4 minutes of the most important stuff he said. But it really goes to show, like, he wasn't, you thought he was being funny? He was fucking serious. And it's like, it's scary what we're at this point now. So George Carlin called it Welcome to the Dystopian Reality Show. If Carlin were alive today, he wouldn't be surprised. He'd just be pissed off that he was right. 2 decades ago, he stood on stage, growling into the microphone, tearing apart the fabric of American society with his signature mix of sharp wit and unfiltered honesty. And guess what? We're living in the very future he warned us about. He didn't have a crystal ball, but he had something better. Common sense, which isn't so common anymore. A keen understanding of human nature, and a healthy distrust of those in power. He saw the warning signs long before most of us even thought to look up from our reality TV and fast food drive-thrus. The decline of critical thinking? You got it. One of Carlin's most biting critiques was how Americans have been dumbed down. He famously said they don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they've been screwed for the last 30 years. He understood that the people in charge weren't looking out for the common folk at all. And I'm looking at you, Donald Trump. Orange julep. Fucking Cheeto bastard. Uh, he warned us about big business buying politicians like Amazon, Facebook, etc., etc. Media manipulation, the illusion of choice in elections. Like you get to choose between this guy or this guy. Sound familiar? Yeah. Today, corporate lobbying runs rampant, and political discourse has become little more than a high budget reality show that we're all hook, line, and sinker watching it every fucking day. The erosion of rights and freedoms. Got it. From increased surveillance to policies that strip away civil liberties, Carlin knew the so-called land of the free was more about control than actual freedom. He once joked the Bill of Rights was more like a bill of temporary privileges, with endless privacy concerns and government overreach. It's hard to argue he was wrong. I mean, look at what Elon Musk is doing right now. Has got his little fucking high school cronies hacking into the federal database that controls all the payments for the entire country. Like, how can anything go wrong? How can that, like, come on, people. Jesus Christ. What we can do, I mean, Carlin never claimed to have any of the answers, and neither do I. But he did offer one crucial piece of advice. Think for yourself. Question authority. Challenge narratives. He believed in intellectual self-defense and warned against blindly accepting what we're told. Lemmings, sheep, you name it. So, as we navigate this dystopian reality show, maybe it's time we take a page from Carlin's book. Speak up. Pay attention. And most importantly, never let them convince you that ignorance is bliss. Now, like I said, I've culled together this little short clip. It's from the skit of Dumb Americans. I cut out a lot of the stuff he talked about, which doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking about. But let me play the clip. Please watch it for your own sake, for the sake of the country. I'm in Canada, and right now Trump is looking at making us the 51st state because we'll have better taxes and better health care, and fuck you. We're not doing that. Sorry. You can't even handle the cold up here. And the last time I checked, a convicted felon isn't allowed to come into Canada anyway. But, like I said, watch this clip. It's short, about 4.5 minutes. Super eye-opening for anyone who's thinking about anything that's going on today in politics. Take a look at this clip, and at the end of it, think to yourself, how fucking right was this guy? And how fucking stupid can we be to let this actually happen? In the meantime, before you finish the video, like, subscribe, follow the channel. I may be doing more videos like this in the future, but I've had it. It's enough is enough. I've got to finally say something because this is getting ridiculous. So anyway, like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next video.
If you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. And you say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. They say, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there, it's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word, they use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back, so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long, when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.